What's up, you guys, man? This is Grab a Beer podcast, man. We appreciate our love and support. Thank y'all for being here. This is exclusively on YouTube. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell so you get notified every time that I drop a pod, man. Listen, man, let's talk. We're going to go ahead and recap week 5. We got the MVP ladder coming up. We got the top 4 power rankings. And we will discuss Robert Saleh's firing in that order. So let's go to the week 5 recap just to start it off. Alrighty, so we had in London the Vikings surviving and beating the Jets. Aaron Rodgers had 3 turnovers. Really poor performance by him and everything like that. But the Vikings defense showed exactly why they're the best unit in the league. Clearly the best unit in the league. Then we move on to the Bears dominating the Panthers at home, 36-10. Caleb Williams looked amazing. Very bounce back performance. I was proud of Caleb because Caleb really showed, you know what, all this talking going around my name, keep it quiet. The dude 2 for 304, 2 tutties, rushed for 34 on the ground. It was really good. DJ Moore looks like, okay, that's the connection I was waiting for to spring up. Then we move on. Exciting game. Crazy game. AFC North game. Again, for Ravens, Bengals, final in OT. I had the Ravens winning that 41-38. Well, I didn't have it. They won 41-38. Lamar, action, Jackson went crazy. Joe Burrow went crazy. Even though he threw a crucial pick, which cost them the game. They were up to win this game, and he throws the pick at the end of the fourth quarter to let the Ravens go down and tie the game up. They go to OT. The kicker missed the field goal for them after Lamar fumbled the football. And then King Henry finished off the game. Ran the ball all the way down to the 2-yard line. Tucky got him out the game. But Lamar Jackson threw for 348, had 55 on the ground, so that's over 400 yards total, 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry had 92 rushing and a touchdown. Joe Burrow had 392, 5 touchdowns and a pick. Jamar Chase had 10 receptions, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. They went crazy. So this was a high-scoring affair, amazing game. So, yeah. And then we move on. We have the Dolphins inking out the Patriots. Very controversial call at the end with Jalen Polk and his feet. It looked like he had 2 down. But I'm guessing you can slide the toe forward. I don't know about it when the toe is first. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that rule works. So it's a weird rule. But nonetheless, the Dolphins do win the game. Get the dub. Let it fight another day. And the upstart Commanders dominated. Jaden Daniels dominated the Cleveland Browns 34-13. Deshaun Watson looked out of sync. He looks bad. Meanwhile, the rookie Jaden Daniels continued his impressive streak, really putting his team on his back and winning over 300 total yards of offense, touchdown. It was really poised and everything like that. So, yeah, and then the Jaguars beat the Colts 37-34. Last game-winning kick. Bigsby went crazy for Jaguars. 13 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. It looks like he might have taken over the starting spot. Trevor Lawrence had 371 and 2 touchdowns. Joe Flacco, he ageless wonder, 359 and 3 touchdowns. Very big game, man. And so then we move on. Then we have the Bills losing again to the Texans. Texans went ahead and pulled that out. Last second field goal. 59-yard field goal to win the game. C.J. Stroud was definitely impressive. He has to clean up on them turnovers. It was a big turnover he had late in the fourth. But he did complete the pass to get them in field goal range to win the game. So that's what you're happy about if you're them. Then the Broncos, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They just keep winning, and their defense is playing really dominant right now. They won 34-18. Patrick Surtain had a 100-yard pick six, was going crazy, locking up and everything like that. He looks like he's on his way to another all-pro season, so we will see how that goes. The Cardinals came back to beat the 49ers. They were down 23-10 at half. They shut down the 49ers the rest of the game. No points. They outscored them 14-0. And then, especially in the fourth quarter, Jordan Mason was on his way to scoring a touchdown and icing the game, and he fumbled. Gave the Cardinals the ball back. Momentum, went down, kicked the field goal. Brock Purdy throws a couple of picks. The 49ers look like they're lost without Christian McCaffrey. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of that. Christian McCaffrey is so huge for their team. It looks like they miss him. So, then you got the Green Bay Packers who edged off and held on to beating the Rams, man, in a big game, 24-19. Jordan Love, him and Will Levis looked like they was the same dude. He threw that terrible pick. It was a really, really, really bad pick. But they bounced back and they did what they had to do to win the game. So you'd rather win and then have to clean up stuff than lose. And one of the most disappointing losses, I would say, of the weekend, one of them, is the Seattle Seahawks losing to the Giants. Seattle, I thought I thought they were going to win that game. I did. But they let the Giants go into their home field and win. You know, I'm just shocked about that one. I am. I was shocked when I seen it. A shout out to Danny Dimes. He had a really good game. 257, 2 touchdowns, clean game. Rushed for another 38. Run games was working for them. And, they secured the dub. So, shout out to them. The Cowboys go into Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers 20-17 on a last-second, last hope. 4th and goal. Dak delivered. Shout out to them. The Steelers got some stuff to work on still. Dak turned the ball over 3 times. So the defense, they were there, but they gave up a lot of yardage, man. And in the end, they could not get off the field on 3rd down, and the Steelers couldn't convert on 3rd down. So, some things that need to be worked out there. So stay tuned for that, of course. The Chiefs dominated the Saints. Chiefs 5-0. I ain't gonna lie, everybody's looking at it. We're like, it looked like it's just a matter of time before they eventually are back in where they're supposed to be, and they're going back to the Super Bowl. It looks. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the inevitable that's gonna happen. So we shall see. But dominant performance, man. Kareem Hunt is all the way back. I'm happy for him getting another shot, man, another chance to prove himself and everything like that. But yeah, let's move on to the MVP ladder, man. That was your Week 5 recap, so we're going to move on to the MVP ladder. So, the MVP has been shaken up. Who was won last week was Sam Darnold. He has dropped. He just dropped down on this ladder. And Lamar Jackson has shot his way all the way up to the top. So, shout out to Lamar Jackson, man. Shout out to Action Packing Jackson. Lamar, I got to put him up top. He has a 9-1 TD to interception ratio. On top of the fact that on the rushing game, he leads the league for quarterbacks, in rushing. On top of the fact that this year, it seems like Lamar is just singularly focused on, I don't even think he cares about the MVP. And then he has 2 more on the ground, rushing on the ground. Averaging damn near 7 yards a carry. So I have to, I'm putting him definitely scrack dab in front for the MVP race right now. His team is, they're starting to chug along and get along for sure. You got to keep the turnovers down, of course. But as long as he keep on going this route, they'll be fine. And then Jaden Daniels is my second person on this list, man. Shout out to the rookie. I'm going to put him on this list, and the reason being is because his team, the way he's leading, his leadership is working, and he is just improving by the week. And they're improving by the week as a team. But Jaden Daniels is clearly the reason. He's clearly the reason. He doesn't have a lot of passing touchdowns. He has 4 passing touchdowns, but then he has 4 rushing. So it's one of those where he got both. So that's 8 total touchdowns. You understand what I'm saying? He has 2 turnovers. So he's keeping his turnovers down, and he's leading his team, man. So shout out to Jaden Daniels. Definitely got him at 2 on this list. Sam Darnold did not slip all the way off the list. I got him at 3. Got him at 3. I have to put him at 3. The reason being I have to put him at 3 is because he slid down because of his performance. He had a pedestrian performance for sure, but like I said, he still got 11 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, over 1,000 yards throwing. So, he's doing what he has to do early. So the good part is, he got the best record. He's 5-0 right now. So they got them and the Chiefs, the only 2 left. Undefeated team. So we're going to see how that continues to grow and it continues to develop. And then another one that I have to put on this list. I have to, not even the least. You feel what I'm saying? I have to put Derrick Henry on this list. Early MVP. Have to. He has done some things for this team that they have needed. They needed that big run ability. They needed that the 87-yard play. That's exactly what they needed. They needed that. It's simplifying the run game. He's leading the league in rushing. He's tied for first in touchdowns. What more is there to talk about? What's more there to talk about? And he has another receiving touchdown. So he has a total of 7 touchdowns on the season, 572 yards in 5 games. So, that's average over 100 yards a game. So, what are we going to say? Ain't nothing you can say. But yeah, that is the MVP ladder, man. That's the 4 I got. Lamar, Jaden, Sam Darnold, Derrick Henry. That's the 4. And the list is fluid, so just pay attention to the list as it keeps going, man. Shout out to all of them, man. And continue to go and continue to do what they do. Then we have the power rankings, man. Top 4 teams to be revealed. So, sitting at number 1, we have the Vikings. I'm sorry. The Minnesota Vikings. 5-0, man. Dominant team, dominant defense. Quarterback is in the MVP discussion. Justin Jefferson is still the best receiver in the league, in my opinion. So, yeah, I got them at 1. 2, I got to go with the defending champs in the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Dominant performance. Their defense looks even better than they did last year, which is scary for a lot of teams. They look like they're ready. Spagnuolo looks like he been cooking. He been cooking forever. It looks like he done found the recipe, and he just going to keep rolling with this recipe. So shout out to Spagnuolo for him doing his thing like that. And shout out to the Chiefs. Now, for number 3, we're going to go with the Detroit Lions, man. Shout out to them. Jared Goff got them on track. That is my NFC pick. Remember that, man. NFC pick to go to the Super Bowl is Detroit. Detroit, to me, yeah, they just got 2 of everything. At least 2 of everything. You understand what I'm saying? At least 2 of everything on their team, man. They're a really dominant offensive team, man. And I'm gonna roll with them at 3. And then my 4th team, we are going to go ahead and elevate the Houston Texans at 4. They're 4-1, 3-0 at home. So they're going to have a couple of tough tests coming up, but they've been passing their tests with flying colors. Hopefully this Nico Collins situation with the hamstring is not serious, because I did see a difference in the team with him out. There was a difference. So we're going to see. Going to see what happens with that, but they are the 4th team on the list. So I just read them down to you. 1, Vikings. 2, Chiefs. 3, Detroit. 4th, Texans. All right? We got some honorable mentions, like the Commanders, Ravens, those type of teams, because I do think they're on their way on the come up. Ravens and Commanders play this weekend, so we're gonna be locked in and tuned into that one for sure. Then I wanted to touch on the Robert Saleh firing. I think it's dumb, stupid. We've never seen a team get better firing their coach mid-season. It's rare that it happens, and not just that. Aaron Rodgers deserves to be culpable in some of this, for sure. I think that the player they thought they were going to get and the player that they ended up getting is two different guys. Also, I just think firing a coach right now is just not the solution. It's 5 games in. You're not going to get better. They're letting the defensive coordinator take over that spot, for now and everything. But I just don't think it's a smart move. I don't, yo. But shout out to Robert Saleh, man, and I hope you land on your feet, man, and get you one of these consultant jobs for the rest of the year until somebody can line you up for a defensive coordinator job, or you get another head coaching job, in a fair situation. But definitely don't think it was smart, because his side of the ball was fine. You brought Nathaniel Hackett in there to make the offense better with Aaron Rodgers in conjunction, and they were supposed to make the offense better. They didn't. Aaron Rodgers skipped out on minicamp, skipped out on things that's supposed to be team building, because you weren't here last year. You're supposed to be team building that timing with your number one receiver and Garrett Wilson. Y'all are never on the same page. When he makes a play, it's just making a play. It's not on the same page. It's not in sync. And and they think Devontae Adams is gonna solve their problem. It's not, because you're not a Devontae Adams away from winning a Super Bowl. You're not. You might still be a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl. You might be. That offensive line can't block either. So it's tough. It's gonna be tough sledding from here. They play the Bills coming up, so we're gonna see how that goes and everything like that. But shout out to Robert Saleh, man. Did not want to see that firing happen, but it did. So it is what it is. All right. Listen, I appreciate all y'all love, all y'all support. I want to thank y'all for joining me today on Grab a Beer Podcast, man. Shout out to y'all, especially on YouTube. I'll see you guys another day. All right. Until next time. Peace.